Tonight on News 5 Live, royal visitors receive a welcome fit for a future king. 2 fires displaced residents in Belize City, and phishing scammers try to take advantage of banking changes. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
This Easter, you can win big with BEL's customer rewards. To qualify, all your residential or social electricity accounts must have no arrears by March 31st, 2022 to get a chance to win one of 10 Easter packages. A winner will be chosen from each service area. Each Easter package includes a 13-feet portable pool with pump, a Coleman portable grill, an Igloo cooler, and a $200 grocery voucher. Remember, to qualify, all electricity accounts must be cleared and prizes will be awarded to the account holder. For more information, call 0800-BEL-CARE or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Win big this Easter with BEL's customer rewards.
Applying for a Social Security sickness benefit? Here's what you need to know. A complete claims package include 1. Sickness claim form fully completed by the claimant and medical doctor. 2. Salaries record form completed by the employer or HR representative. 3. Proof of bank account such as bank book, online banking, or statement displaying your name and account number. To submit via email, you need to take a clear photo or scan of the documents and email to claims@socialsecurity.org.bz. Be sure to include your full name, social security number, and benefit type in the subject line of the email. Or you can drop off all completed forms into the Dropbox slot at the nearest branch office. Deadline to submit is 14 days from your first day of illness. All forms are available on the website at www.socialsecurity.org.bz. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Las tradiciones son atemporales, pero mantenerse al día es necesario. DigiWallet me permitirá hacer todas mis compras favoritas. Es fácil y seguro. Solo es agregar dinero a mi DigiWallet y ya puedo irme de compras en mis tiendas locales favoritas. Oye tú, a mi familia le encanta. A mí también. Es nuestra nueva tradición. DigiWallet, próximamente.
And welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, March 21st. I am Sabrina Daly. After days of excitement, the 3-day royal visit is in full swing in Belize. At this hour, there is a reception being held at Kahal Pech. This is the final event of the tour, which began on Saturday with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William and Catherine, touching down at the Philip Goulson International Airport. Belize is the first stop on the couple's Caribbean tour to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee for Queen Elizabeth II. She is commemorating a milestone of being the head of the monarch for 70 years. As the media stood watch for the arrival, anxiety quickly shifted to a sense of pride, reminiscent of the royal visit by Prince Harry back in 2012 for the Diamond Jubilee. First to alight the United Kingdom aircraft were the 40-plus UK media personnel who are documenting the tour. Shortly thereafter, their Royal Highnesses were officially invited onto Belizean soil by Chief of Protocol, CEO in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Amalia Mai. They were then welcomed by the Queen's representative in Belize, Her Excellency Frola Salam. Prince William was escorted to a dais for a royal gun salute, and the national anthem was played before he inspected the Guard of Honor. A brief chat was held with dignitaries, including the Foreign Affairs Minister Eamon Courtney and the British High Commissioner to Belize, Claire Evans. The royal couple were escorted via a motorcade to the Lane building for a meeting with Prime Minister John Bersenio and Special Envoy for Families and Children, Rosana Bersenio. There, they met in closed session for about 30 minutes. And after a brief photo op, the royal couple were escorted from the area. During their visit, the Duke and Duchess's official mode of transportation is by helicopter. But some shorter legs they did were by Land Rover. Due to a protest staged on Friday by some villagers from Indian Creek, there was a last-minute change over the weekend to the royal itinerary. Another cacao farm was substituted, this one in Maya Center. News 5's Marin Ali was on hand for that first leg of their tour, and here's her report.
The first stop for the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge on Sunday was at a cacao farm owned by the Sakis of Maya Center. Narciso Saki greeted the royal couple and showed them how the cacao is grown. They were shown the various types of cacao that are harvested to make chocolate and were given a brief display of how the hard cacao shell is cracked open before being offered a sample of the sweet pod inside the fruit.
Make it look so easy.
Yeah, if I did that, I'd use a finger.
You need a little bit of experience to do that, you know. But this is where chocolate starts from, Your Highness.
Wow, look at that. That's not what I expected at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what it is, yes, of course.
The tour then took the Duke and Duchess a few minutes' drive up the Southern Highway to the Che'el Mayan Chocolate Factory. By this time, a crowd of fans had gathered across the street to see the royal couple up close. A marimba band played cultural Maya music as an elder burned the sweet-smelling incense from the copal tree. They were followed by the owner of the Che'el Chocolate Factory, Julio Saki, who welcomed the royal couple. They were escorted to the second floor for a demonstration of how cacao beans are grounded manually.
But this is traditionally how we do chocolate on the grinding stone.
Kate tried her hand at grinding the beans first, followed by William. And for their effort, they got a sample of what the chocolate drink tastes like. On their descent, the marimba dancers were already performing for their entertainment. After the tour, Julio Saki told News 5 that while he had less than a day's notice to prepare for the royal couple after the original tour in Indian Creek was cancelled, it was not burdensome for them because they had most of what they needed already prepared.
It was not too difficult. We already know what we're doing when they made a request to us, so we just tweak it a little bit and make a little more additions to it. I could not do like inventing new things because it would not work, so we just did what we do naturally, normally, and I think it went well.
What was his reaction having toured your factory?
From my observation, he seemed to enjoy himself very well. He did the chocolate grinding, he ate the chocolate he made, he was tasting most of the stuffs we make up there. So my impression was he did enjoy himself.
Saki said the prince also had some questions for him after the cameras had left.
Basically talking about the life of the Maya people, talking about he's asking me other things like how do we do what we do, how do we go about our daily lives and stuff like that. It's more interested in the daily livelihood of the local people. So we had that conversation. Yeah.
Any pledges?
No, just strictly chocolate making.
Okay. Once the visit was complete, the royal couple headed towards the villagers that had gathered across the street to see them. They chatted with the people before they were escorted to Hopkins Village. Marian Ali for News 5.
And after their trip to the cacao farm, the royal couple made their way to the coastal village of Hopkins. They were treated to a true cultural experience by villagers who welcomed them with open arms and dancing feet. Paul Lopez was on the ground for the arrival and reaction from those who turned out on Sunday morning.
The stage was set for Your Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, to arrive in Hopkins Village. A Garifuna flag flew next to the Belizean flag. The local and international press was on standby. A plaque was unveiled to mark the visit. Locals lined the beach. Even the school children came out to welcome Prince William and his wife Kate. Mama G led a demonstration in Garifuna cuisine. The demonstration began with lessons on how to crush green and ripe plantains in a large wooden mortar to make a dish known as fufu. The fufu complements the sere, a creamy coconut fish soup flavored with local spices. Sahau, a rich cassava drink known for its energy-enhancing properties, was also on display.
Good morning, one and all. My name is Gloria Lambe, better known as Mama G, as you all guys know. I am honored and privileged to stand in front of you guys this morning to welcome Mr. Royal Highness and Mrs. Royal Highness to our beautiful village by the sea. Welcome, sir. Recipe Wamutu, Yaho, Lido, Lubuido, Wogera, Hopkins, Laro Bay.
Sereme.
Sirimi.
It is a Garifuna word that means thank you in English. But what is a Garifuna cultural celebration without the music and dances that help to define its people? The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge did not resist the pulsating rhythm as they joined in on the celebration. There were moments that Prince William attempted to shake his hips to the Punta Rock music, much to the delight of locals. William and Kate then participated in a tree planting ceremony on the beach before taking a brief stroll along the coast to meet up with a group of Belizean conservationists. Jamal Galvez, an advocate for the endangered Antillean manatee, says Prince William committed to being an advocate for manatees.
Definitely an honor. I mean, it's only good for manatees and conservation in Belize. As you know, my goal is to speak their plight wide, far, and it doesn't get farther and bigger than that in the sense that they are the representative of our country and the following that they have, the people that they are able to reach.
For many of the villagers, mostly the younger ones, this was their first time being in the presence of royalty. Older folks remembered royal visits past.
Today's event was good for me because then I went to talk with the prince.
Oh man, he can punta, he can dance, yeah! I've seen Queen Elizabeth many years ago, many years ago when she came here. Many years ago, that's many years ago. I feel like I don't talk about things because I meet a prince. And a princess.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Coming up, we will have more highlights of the royal visit after the break. Stay with us.
I'm a Belizean traveler. Are you?
While you cannot prevent accidents from happening, you can take steps to protect yourself from the financial burden that can result from an accident. R&G Life Insurance Personal Accident Plan is the solution for you. With our personal accident plan, you are covered anywhere in the world. This plan pays out a benefit for any dismemberment, as the benefit is paid directly to you. It can also cover the need for medical artificial appliances such as wheelchair, crutches, hearing aid, and prosthetics. In the event life is lost due to an accident, the personal accident plan pays out the insured amount to the beneficiaries. Now, you can live with the confidence that we have you covered. Let the R&G Life team assist you in planning for your future. Call us today at 221-5143 or visit our website at rfglife.com. R&G Life Insurance, the life company.
Welcome to Design Depot. All in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome,
Oran Windows.
Welcome,
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome,
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coatings. Visit us today at mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot. All in one place.
Towering above us, they give us oxygen and food, tools and shelter, and create some of the most biodiverse habitats on Earth. As the biggest plants on the planet, trees are important for life. In fact, research shows that within minutes of being surrounded by trees, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows down, and your stress levels plummet. In Belize, we are blessed to have 60% of our national territory under forest cover and nearly half of our national territory safeguarded in the form of protected areas. Protected areas are safe havens that preserve our forests and jungles of Belize from mass destruction and extraction, or as it's known, deforestation. And as Belize's population increases, it's opening a gateway for unsustainable rural land use. Logging and farming also significantly contributes to deforestation. We need healthy forests, as they absorb carbon dioxide and other harmful gases from the atmosphere. So without them, the rate of climate change accelerates and greenhouse gases in the atmosphere increases. Without forests, soil would wash away, leaving behind a barren wasteland where no crops will grow, forcing farmers to move on and repeat this destructive cycle elsewhere. Like kidneys, trees control the flow and use of water by catching rain and slowly releasing it into rivers and streams or into groundwater below, which protects us from flooding. As the heart and lungs of the world, trees power and sustain ecosystems. They offer habitation both above and below the ground to numerous insects and bigger animals alike. By providing food and shelter, Belize's forests and jungles support life and rich biodiversity. Without trees, what will be left of our jewel? We must work together to combat the unsustainable use of land and illegal logging. We encourage you to preserve existing forest ecosystems and to support protected areas. A message from APAMO, the voice of Belize's protected areas.
In 2018, before I was diagnosed with cervical 4A, stage 4A cancer. First, it was at the size of a grapefruit. That's what the doctor told me. The kidney got enlarged. I couldn't do any chemotherapy because of the kidney. So I had to do only radiation. And I did my first session of 25. And then when I finished with the 25 sessions, I went back, she checked it, and she saw 4 centimeters. And I went back for the next 10 days. And after that, when she checked it again, she said, oh, it's like nothing is there. It wasn't painful, but it's just it's a machine that you go under, and they have like a big, like a circular, and that goes 5 times. It'll take 5 minutes. 5 minutes to do the radiation, 1 session. Then you go back the next morning, another session. Well, I personally will highly recommend Galenia Hospital because of its good services, friendly staff, the doctors, very caring. Well, I just want to thank them for everything that they have done for me, you know, the staff and the doctor, especially Dr. Jamie, because she was my doctor for the radiation. No?
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money. Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
What is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipid, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
I've always enjoyed the different flavors of my country. Every nook and cranny has its own unique taste.
Our history, rich with culture. We've come so far since our independence. Our flag, rivers, mountains, our people, diverse and strong.
Looking back, I am proud and honored. We must continue to preserve and conserve our culture and country for the next generation.
This is our Belize. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
This morning in the dense jungles of the Cayo district, the royal couple, Prince William and Kate Middleton, visited Caracol. It's one of several stops during an official trip to Belize, the first leg of a Caribbean tour of Commonwealth nations. It's a packed itinerary, and visited the ancient Maya city was one of several items on their bucket list while in the Jewel. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
The ascent to the summit of Caracol, the largest Maya city to be excavated in Belize, saw the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge being given a personal tour, as well as a brief history of the ancient metropolis. Resting on the Baca Plateau in the lower reaches of the Maya Mountains, Caracol is considered as one of the most
We apologize for the disruption momentarily. While one southern cacao farm is celebrating meeting members of the royal family, another family is hurting over the loss of their own lost opportunity. The Makin family, who own the Acte Ilha cacao farm in Indian Creek, had their royal visit cancelled after a protest on Friday by a handful of the villagers took a stand against the prince's visit and Flora and Fauna International, to which he is a patron. Now, instead of a historic and memorable event, they are left in debt, paying for goods and services they never got to use. Some villagers of Indian Creek who did want to see the royals also came out on Sunday to apologize to the Duke and Duchess. Here again is News 5's Marin Ali with that story.
A great many of the residents were disappointed by the cancellation of the royal visit, and about 3 dozen of them turned out bearing placards, still hoping that the Duke and Duchess would visit their village. For example, their messages read, "I want you back, Prince and Princess. Welcome, Duke and Duchess of Cambridge," and "We love you, William and Kate." And when they spoke, their words were even deeper.
We were so proud. We got the opportunity that the prince was going to come and visit our village. That's the reason why I'm sorry, and what they did to him is not fair. To the Belizean people and to the prince that never did his land here, but we are so sorry. We want to say sorry. Please forgive us for what happened.
The McKin family say their investment to prepare their cacao farm, which was on the original schedule, was wasted.
From the moment that the organization Yashche called us, they told us that they wanted to have a very important person visiting. We didn't know the name, right? We didn't know who is it. They just told us to prepare. So what we have done is that we started to clean our farm. We started to do a lot of preparation. We started to practice our marimba dance. We started to rehearse, right? So we paid a couple of people to clean up in the farm, to clean around the house, to do a lot of little touching up of the grounds. Yeah, so that we've purchased some flowers or rented some of flowers to decorate up the place. Yeah, so those are some of the preparation that went on. So we, like I said, we had night practices, about three or four practices. Yeah, so we had we are yet in the process. We haven't paid our teacher to that are teaching us to play the marimba. Yeah, we were having training with the ladies from the different women's group to do the dance.
Coupled with the debt they have incurred is the lost opportunity to get international exposure.
The last minute we heard that it's cancelled. So that's make me hurt. And then because it's not the only McKin's family will benefit, it could have been benefit for my village.
But instead of welcoming the royal couple on Sunday, the McKins welcomed cruise tourists who arrived via Harvest Key. While the tour package is an income earner for the family, they were planning to close their farm to meet the future British monarchs that day.
Everybody would have known about Acta Ilha Cacao Farm. Everybody would have seen where this very important person would have come, and they would have probably more people would want to come and see it, because this would have been, in fact, I still consider it a royal destination, right? Yeah, because for a farm, for some place to be chosen by that person of that magnitude is very, very well. We consider ourselves very, very lucky. So that would have been a very great plus for us. But then we were robbed of that opportunity.
McKin feels there was a much better way his fellow Maya villagers could have handled the situation.
What they could have done is talk to the organizer or talk to us, so that they could have had a FaceTime with the prince to ask him if it is true what he's doing, if he's exactly, like, you know. So try to find a common ground with him on that particular day. Who knows? Maybe we would have they would have that would have been a better way then.
There were also some points of clarification to set the record straight against statements that have been made.
Some of the posts are saying that the farm is actually funded by Fauna and Flora International. Hence, you know, they're staging a short protest for today, which I want to make it very categorically clear that Fauna and Flora International is not helping this particular farm, basically. What I can say, though, is that a lot of farmers in the community have received some sort of assistance, some sort of capacity building through seedlings, etc., from Yache Conservation Trust. In fact, the trust has been helping a lot of farmers, not only in this community.
We do still access the acres of land that they are talking about.
So there are no rangers that are paid to keep you off?
Well, yes, rangers are on the land, but they are not, I mean, they are getting paid, and then besides, they are still working along with the people.
So you guys are allowed to go and harvest and take logs to build your houses from the same land?
Well, at the moment, yes.
The Mackins showed us the trail that was cleaned for the royal couple to trek, and the view they would have had atop a hill that overlooked the Caribbean Sea. They showed us the collection of traditional wares they have made that are used as kitchen utensils. The prince would have likely been shown how to play this harp. They also showed and shared with us their precious chocolate drink that they would have offered the Duke and Duchess. The main ingredient is cacao that is grown and grounded on their farm. And just in case the Prince and Duchess ever view our newscast, the Mackins want to send them this message.
If he wants to still come, we are welcome. We welcome everybody. We would have welcomed him to visit our farm.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
Coming up, we'll have more news after the break. Stay with us.
The month of March is Women's History Month, and this is what the dynamic team at the Uno gas stations had to say.
Personally, I believe it's a month to highlight our strength and resilience.
A month that highlights the accomplishment of all the women around the world.
It means something very special to me because of all my hard work and dedication, and I feel very highlighted.
It's a month to honor all the hardworking and dedicated women around the world.
My mom.
My mom, of course.
My mother.
Happy Women's Month!
Happy Women's Month.
Happy Women's Month.
Happy Women's Month.
What if the profits of your bank were shared equally with you instead of with unknown shareholders and large corporations? What if those profits remained in Belize to enrich the communities where we live? What if just having an account with your bank meant that you were now a part owner of that bank? What if your voice mattered and you had a say in how your bank is being run? What if your bank was always looking out for your best interests and its biggest goal was to see you succeed? That's what it means to be part of a credit union where all of our members are in this together. Communities work best when they work for each other. Cooperation strengthens us all. Discover the credit union difference and find out just how stronger we can be together.
Belizeans deserve a fast, dependable, high-quality internet service in their homes for online, virtual classes, and to work from home. It's the new way of life. Diginet is the #1 fiber service that is powering Belize's digital transformation. And now, this reliable fiber service is even more affordable with our new entry plan. For a limited time only, you and your family can enjoy 20 megabits per second of fiber service to your home for only $49 monthly. No more missed classes and interrupted meetings. It's costing you time and money. Diginet is better than cable and better than wireless. Visit a Digistore today to sign up for the best home internet service in Belize. Come see what you've been missing. Same high quality, fast, and reliable fiber service, now at an even lower price. For more information, visit livedigi.com/Diginet. Digi, our national telecom.
Get ready for fantastic discounts. From now through to September 30th, Venice is having store-wide discounts on tools, paints, appliances, plumbing and electrical products, lights and fans, household items, and much, much more. Visit a Venice store near you to enjoy fantastic discounts from now through to September 30th, only at Venice, celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
And at this hour, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are being hosted at a reception at the Cajalpech Archaeological Site overlooking San Ignacio. News 5's Dwayne Moody is there and has this report.
Good evening. We're here in the center of Cajalpech Maya Monument, where the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William and Kate, were officially welcomed, and a reception was held by the Governor General, the Queen's representative in Belize, Her Excellency Froila Salam. Guys, they've already departed. I can tell you this much. They had a tight schedule. They were here for exactly 1 hour. But let me tell you what happened within that hour. The Duke and Duchess were able to meet with dignitaries, government leaders and their wives, CEOs in government, where they spoke from everything, including things that are happening in Belize, policies that are in place, and how Belize is moving forward as a country. Throughout the night, of course, there were presentations from Maya Chief, who gave a blessing of the event. We also had a Maya princess, the reenactment of a Maya princess and her guards on the temple that is behind me. But also behind me was the stage for speeches that were given by the Prime Minister and Prince William. Of course, Her Excellency, the Governor General Froila Salam, welcomed the Prince and his wife here at Cajalpech. And then, of course, the Prime Minister gave his speech. He, of course, spoke about the first time that Prince William was here in Belize, and he was in government back then. At that time, Prince William was training with the Batsub in our jungles here. And the PM also spoke about the environment, the conservation works that have been happening in Belize. During his speech, he did give a toast to Prince William and Kate.
Further, my government has made a solid commitment to protect 30% of our marine species before 2030. And through the recently concluded Blue Bonds, over US $4 million will be included in the national budget yearly in support of marine protection and tripling Belize's budget for ocean conservation programs over the next 2 decades. We have also set up a Marine Conservation Trust Fund that by 2040 will have approximately US $100 million. This is why we applaud your efforts through the awarding of the Earthshot Prize, something that will impact not just us, but future generations working to repair and preserve our planet. Let me then propose a toast to you and the Duchess of Cambridge, and in commemoration of Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee. Long live the Queen! Que viva la Reina! Salud!
And then, of course, it was Prince William's turn to address the gathering, and in a brief, about roughly 5-minute speech, he, of course, spoke also of the efforts, conservation efforts that are happening in Belize, and how his grandmother, the Queen Elizabeth II, lauded Belize for the work that they've done. He spoke of growing up as a child and the Queen speaking about, Belize is actually a jewel, a real jewel. And he has had the opportunity to experience all of this for the 3 days that the Duke and Duchess were here. Visit shock process about dancing, of course, with the Garifuna people at the Garifuna Festival in Hopkins, and then also about those marine conservation groups down south. He also spoke of his time here in Belize when he trained with Batsub, and that the fact that their children would want to come. They're jealous of not being here in Belize with them. He said that he's hoping that he'd be able to provide them that opportunity to come and visit Belize. He also spoke about, of course, this gibnut, the royal rat. So that was part of his speech, and we do have an excerpt of that for you. Let's go to that speech.
He went on to say that, most of all, democracy is safeguarded by teamwork, the individual wills of all citizens, each pulling together towards the same objective. Sadly, elsewhere in the world, that vigilance is being tested today in Ukraine. Belize has joined many others in condemning the invasion and standing up for the principles of international law, peace and security. Today we think of those struggling in Ukraine, and we stand with them in solidarity. The last 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic have been hugely challenging, but it is reassuring to have heard from so many people that things are now finally on the up. COVID rates are low, the vaccination program is going well, and it's wonderful to see the hotels filling with tourists again. Catherine and I have been deeply touched by the warm welcome Belizeans have given us. We only wish we could have stayed longer. Now we know why Belize is so lovingly referred to as the jewel. We hope to return again soon and to show our children this wonderful country. They are rather jealous that they're not here with us now. Thank you all again, and have a lovely evening.
All right, guys, so there was an excerpt from the speech from Prince William. Immediately following the speeches, the Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge were escorted off the compound, where they were taken back to the hotel that they're staying at. During this process that they were here, that hour that they were here, guys, they were, of course, greeted by other persons. The ambassador from Taiwan also handed over a bouquet of flowers to Kate. We had a lot of things that happened in that hour here, and now it's really just a celebration where food, the cuisine that was provided by Sean Quillen and everybody else. It really was an honor being here, representing News 5. And really capturing what happened here. This is the last event in the tour here in Belize for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. I'm Dwayne Moody, representing News 5. Thank you for tuning in. And of course, stay tuned tomorrow in our newscast when we will have a full wrap-up of what happened here as well. Good night. Back to you, Sabrina.
There's much more news after the break. Don't go away.
fire-wise as knowing about the dangers of forest fires. We all know that during the dry season there's a greater chance of forest fires because of large amounts of dry leaves and dead branches that can easily ignite. Know the risks and help prevent fires from starting. Be prepared in the event that they do, and know how to protect yourself and your loved ones. For more information on how to prevent, prepare, and protect yourself and our forest from fires, call the Forest Department at 822-1524 or find us on Facebook.
This morning in the dense jungles of the Cayo district, the royal couple, Prince William and Kate Middleton, visited Caracol. It's one of several stops during an official trip to Belize, the first leg of a Caribbean tour of Commonwealth nations. It's a packed itinerary, and visiting the ancient Maya city was one of several items on their bucket list when in the Jewel. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
The ascent to the summit of Caracol, the largest Maya city to be excavated in Belize, saw the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge being given a personal tour, as well as a brief history of the ancient metropolis. Resting on the Baca Plateau in the lower reaches of the Maya Mountains, Caracol is considered as one of the most important regional political centers during the Classic period. This morning, a little after 11 o'clock, the royal couple arrived at the remote archaeological site, where they were met by Dr. Alan Moore. He is the Assistant Director of Research and Education at NICH.
It protects, as far as the meteorology, it protects the sun when it goes to the west and go underground.
Today is the third leg of their visit to Belize. With a scoop of photojournalists in their wake, Prince William and Kate Middleton made their way around Ka'ana, the largest building at Caracol. It is also the tallest man-made structure in the country, overlooking the verdant Chiquibul forest in the distance. While the security detail and media pool made their way to the far-flung location by road, an arduous journey through Mountain Pine Ridge Forest Reserve, the couple was airlifted by helicopter to the nearest landing site, and then took a 40-minute drive to Caracol. Historically, evidence suggests that Caracol weathered the initial part of the Maya collapse. Believing in equality, albeit symbolically, the Mayas during the late Classic population had access to, quote-unquote, elite material goods. Nonetheless, the shift to the Terminal Classic sees a shift away from symbolic egalitarianism, when the elite developed their own ceramic traditions and had access to goods no longer available to the populace. Perhaps these tidbits of ancient history were being shared with the royal couple during their discussion at the top of the temple. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Is there tension among the Mayas of the South as a result of last week's cancellation of the royal couple's first tour at Indian Creek? Indeed, there may be some hard feelings between two factions in Indian Creek. Pablo Makin and his family did not get to meet the Duke and Duchess because a small group of people protested last Thursday against the royal visit to the village, ostensibly over a land dispute between them and an NGO of which Prince William is a patron. Makin told News 5 that the protest was staged by members of only 3 families in the village, and that they did so with inaccurate information. In addition, he feels they were motivated by a sense of envy.
Rumors that I hear that when this royal person, the prince, will come, they say that he is going to buy the land. The land that they are talking about, it's over the side, on the next roadside. That's the land where Belize Lodge and Excursion used to work with. But that's just a bad news they are creating, which is not true. Well, I don't know if this prince going to buy a piece of land aside. I don't know. They were so jealous against Makin.
A 29-year-old woman, an Indian national, was shot and killed on Friday night in San Ignacio town. It happened on Buena Vista Street while her husband, 34-year-old Gurmeet Mangat, was a short distance away, purchasing tacos from food vendors in the area. Mangat reported to police that he parked his pickup truck near the intersection with Apollo Street, leaving his wife inside the vehicle. Shortly thereafter, he heard his wife screaming, and when he turned around, saw that she had fallen from the vehicle. He reportedly ran to her aid, but she was motionless. Despite being rushed to the San Ignacio Community Hospital, Ramandeep Mangat succumbed to her injuries.
On Friday, police responded to a report of a woman being shot and transported to the San Ignacio Community Hospital. When they got there, they saw the motionless body of Ramandeep Mangat, 29 years. And investigators gathered that she was transported there by her husband, who reported to the police. His name is Gurmeet Mangat. He was at a taco stand on Buena Vista Street, not too far from the San Ignacio Hotel, when he departed his pickup truck to go and purchase tacos. And about 5 minutes later, he heard a scream from his wife, and when he turned around, he saw her trying to exit the pickup. By the time he got to the pickup, she was outside the truck on the ground, bleeding from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. He claimed that he put her back in the truck and rushed her to the San Ignacio Community Hospital, where she was pronounced dead by a medical officer. No? So far, investigators have canvassed that area. We know that initially Mr. Gurmeet was detained for questioning, and I'm not certain if the investigators are through with him as yet, but we know that mystery murder like this is very difficult. So I'm just waiting for updates today from the investigators in San Ignacio. No?
So you refer to it as a mystery murder, and the way you explain or recount this have suggests that majority of it comes from the husband of the victim. Is his information the only source of explanation as to how it was that the victim could have been shot and killed, sir?
I wouldn't say that it's the only source, but usually in a murder of this nature, you want to clear the person that was with the victim last before you know which other direction to go. And I am certain that he was only detained for questioning to clear up whatever the investigators believe could put him in the clear. No?
Was there any other witnesses on the scene or anything else to provide police with additional information?
Like I said, it's after 8 in the night. They were parked a little distance from the actual taco stand. But I know that our officers worked out there at night, canvassing, trying to get whatever information they could to see how we can solve this one. No?
A man's body was discovered on the Cristo Rey Road in the Cayo district over the weekend. The discovery was made by a passerby who then called the police. The victim was identified as Henry Baptist, who had been attending a wake before he disappeared. Fitzroy Yearwood tells us more.
San Ignacio police visited an area on the Cristo Rey Road, Cristo Rey Village, Cayo district, where they saw the motionless body of a dark complexion male in a pool of blood. When they did a close observation, they saw apparent gunshot wounds to his body. And he has since been identified as Henry Charles Baptist, 44 years, Belizean, of Santa Elena town. Mr. Baptist's body was transported to the San Ignacio Community Hospital, where he was pronounced dead by a medical officer. This was sometime around 6 a.m. on Sunday. Mr. Baptist was in the village from the night before, attending a wake for a relative, and sometime after 1 a.m., he walked off without telling anyone where he was going. But it is until the following morning when his body was discovered, and that person called for police, stating what they saw. He has had his fair share of run-ins with the law, and apparently there were persons in Cristo Rey village in the past that he may have offended.
Just ahead, fires in Belize City displaces a number of residents over the weekend.
Do people actually hear from God? Are there really angels and demons? Okay, now that's just unbelievable. In our next series, we're going beyond the Google search and facing the tough questions. It's time to take on the skeptic and eliminate the doubt. From inconceivable to unimaginable, we're talking about the Bible's most unbelievable truths. Every second of this series will be worth your while. Believe it or not.
Off goal! What a goal from Leo Messi! What an incredible strike from Leo Messi! Neymar and Messi is standing over this. Messi! Off goal! What a goal from Leo
Great
Messi!
entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
On Saturday night, a fire broke inside the barracks at the corner of Caesar Ridge and Vaubers Road in Belize City. Firefighters were quick to respond and contain the flames, but not before it destroyed the apartment in which the fire broke out. Today, the entire building is still without electricity, as the occupants are trying to recover from the water damage that they sustained. Fortunately, no one was injured in the fire.
Over a dozen people have been affected by a fire that broke out on Saturday night in an apartment complex in Belize City. Soon after the fire started, the power went out and the National Fire Service was able to contain the blaze.
We observed the upper portion of a cement two-story complex. Heavy flames coming from the center of that building. We quickly tried to extinguish the fire before losing adjacent structures and nearby avenues of fire spread. After which we tried to conduct an investigation into the cause and origin of the fire. Immediate area of origin where the fire started, a total of 5 family members was displaced from that unit. Going on to the right, we had a total of 5, which included a single mother and her 4 children. To the left of the complex, The total figure wasn't brought to my office as yet. I can tell you probably 2, 3, maybe more, maybe less. Right about now, we're looking at an approximate figure of anywhere between 11 to 12 people being displaced by Saturday's fire.
The fire started inside a room in the apartment at the center of the upper flat and spread quickly to displace occupants of the entire building. It is believed a disabled child lit the mattress on fire.
What we have gathered is that the family for a 14-year-old minor, apparently the child was in the room by himself while the family was out. And in his inquisitive nature, he got mischievous and lighted a portion of the building on fire. The family and other members or other neighbors, they only became aware of the fire when they saw smoke emitting the building. The family members outside, they had to physically break down the door as he had then locked himself in the building. That's the unfortunate situation. Fortunately for this scenario here, he escaped the burning building without any physical damage. And I do believe he was taken to the nearby ambulance just to make sure that everything is okay.
While no one was injured, there has been a lot of water damage.
I was in here in my house. My son was doing his homework around the table, and I was in the chair with my 2 kids. And I hear all the commotion pan the outside. So I tell my little son, I say, bust the door, because I usually keep my big door, should better leave it. So I tell him, bust the door and say where they going. But when my son bust the door, because while flame and fire, the bust in, then time they like the smoke, it don't get black. So all I could have think about for that was get out my kids now and try get out the gas tank, because the feel for the gas tank, because I know they say due to the smoke. So all I do that was feel for the gas tank, grab a knife and cut the hose, and I throw that through the back door. And that was it right there. We come down, and yeah, it was frightening, because that was something where I really made it expect. All my stuff get messed up, everything for me, All of my house appliances get messed up, and I was a single mother, and I had to try, and man, it's hard for me, It's kind of stressful, First time I really experienced something like this too, But it's really stressful for me, man, because my kids ain't go to school, and then we have no kind of electricity right now.
Station Supervisor Kenneth Mortis said it could have been a huge disaster were it not for residents who assisted on the ground.
It could have been worse. We could have probably have lives accounted for. We could have lost an entire block. I am grateful for those non-firefighters who turned themselves into a fireman on that particular moment. My firefighting team only comprised of 6 on-duty personnel initially, and then we were accompanied by another 4 off-duty personnel. So we had enough firemen on the scene, and again, I just want to keep thanking those fellows that committed into assisting us in taking care of that base.
Carla Husner for News 5.
And in another incident in Belize City, this time on Fobbers Road, a mother and daughter lost everything in their zinc house when their dwelling went up in flames. Fire officials say illegal electrical wiring from a lamppost caused the Sunday blaze. They warn residents not to use this type of connection.
We received a fire call over in the other side of Fobbers Road, whereby we responded and found a zinc type structure, approximately 10 by 15. That structure was fully engulfed in flames. Again, we extinguished the fire, and we learned that that particular building was owned and occupied by a mother and daughter. We learned that the daughter wasn't at home, the mother was at home. She states that she wasn't doing any cooking. So our investigation intensified, and we had to try and determine what caused that particular fire. We learned that this particular structure, unfortunately, was the recipient of an unregistered nature of electricity. It wasn't registered to BEL. therefore, after closely looking at the remains and the remnants, we can safely conclude that this fire started as a result of an electrical overload, which again is an unfortunate situation because we all know that once you are in the habit of trying to ease your financial expense by tapping into these lamp poles in order to provide your residents with direct current, the risk that you're taking is very high. And this was just one of those unfortunate scenarios waiting to happen. This was a total loss for the mother and daughter duo. Again, fortunately, nobody was injured in this place. And, on behalf of the fire department, we can only continue to try to discourage residents from tampering with these electrical poles for a free means of electricity. The good old saying is, every day the bucket got a well, one day that will drop out. You might be doing this for years and years and nothing happened, but over time you do have electrical breakdown, and the results is going to be something that you would look forward to.
Reputed gang members Tyrone and Ellis Main were detained over the weekend in Mexico. Reports suggest that the men were caught attempting to illegally enter the United States. Suspicions they may have fled were raised after they failed to appear for court hearings in Belize. There are also reports, as yet unconfirmed, that the Main brothers attempting to flee north is part of a larger exodus of alleged gang members hoping for a fresh start in cities in California and other locations in the United States. A shooting incident in Hattieville has left one woman injured. Janet Arnold told police that she was inside her house on Sunday night when she heard gunshots. Moments later, she discovered that she had been hit by a bullet. Police were on the ground this morning canvassing the area.
Janet Arnold said that she was her house in the whole Hattieville area when she heard what sounded like gunshots. And upon making check, she realized she was grazed, and the TV in her house was also damaged. Miss Arnold was rushed to the KHMH, where she was treated and released. I know that officers are out there also canvassing that area because this took place around 10:50 last night. And by the time they spoke to her, it was almost 1 o'clock.
Up next, the Financial Intelligence Unit says watch out for scams trying to get access to your personal banking information. What to look out for when we return.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money. Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
The government of Japan has contributed $10 million to strengthen cold chain systems and COVID vaccine management in Belize, Bolivia, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, and Honduras. This additional funding complements a 2021 donation of $11 million to 6 other countries in the region. According to UNICEF's regional director, Jean Goff, as the impact of COVID-19 continues to have a devastating impact on families and children in Latin America and the Caribbean, UNICEF is scaling up its support to governments to ensure that COVID-19 vaccines are effectively delivered to the most vulnerable population. Japan's ambassador in Belize, Iryu Kazuhiro, says Japan will continue to make its contributions in order to supply vaccines and strengthen the delivery and vaccination capacities through the last 1 mile support and via the COVAX facility. Additionally, community health workers, epidemiologists, nurses, and laboratory staff will receive continued training for quality improvement, operation, and maintenance. The Financial Intelligence Unit is issuing an alert following a recent spike in online phishing. This time, the scammers are contacting people electronically, trying to get them to provide private information in order to carry out fraudulent transfers of funds via online banking. News 5 spoke with Kent Clare, the director at FIU.
Typically, with some banks, what they're going to do is they're going to give you some kind of, they have your phone and you get a notification on your phone that a transaction has occurred. So in this case, or the cases that we have been seeing recently, some of that would have happened. Some individuals became aware through a text from the bank that certain transactions had occurred with their accounts. And that's how they immediately contacted the bank and they realized that, and so what it turns out though is that the persons who this happened to, they somehow inadvertently compromised their own accounts because they got a mail or some text or something to say, this is your bank reaching out to you because of the migration or because of something else, of updating or something like that. We need you to click, there's a kind of a clickbait, there's something there that you click on, and you are supposed to, once you do that, then you are supposed to supply and log in with your credentials. Your banks will rarely, if ever, do something like that. Banks won't do that.
Other Belizeans are also being recruited as money mules to harvest the proceeds of these crimes and to transfer the value to third parties. FIU's Ken Clare says account holders who permit their accounts to be used in this manner will have their assets frozen. In fact, several suspects are currently being questioned.
So they compromise the first bank account. They typically need somebody else, a money mule, so to speak, who is going to be the person who is going to be their partner in crime unknowingly. So what we have seen is that you see quite a few advertisements on Facebook and other social media for people who are promoting jobs. I actually was watching some breaking news today and so on, and even there in the commentary, there's always somebody who is talking about, I made $3,000 working from home, and contact me, hit me up if you want to. These are typically fraudsters. So, there are people who don't have the full employment or partial employment or no employment, and you're looking for jobs, and we respect that. But be careful of persons who come to you and want to utilize your bank account to facilitate. So how it works, Paul, would be they hit you up and they say, we have a job for you. And we're going to give you some kind of mythical kind of job description whereby you are supposed to review this, and then when they're done, they're going to say, well, here's what we want you to do. We want you to test the assignment, that how well you handle the assignment. We're going to put some money in your bank account, and you're going to remit to us the vast majority, and you keep a small amount for yourself. That's your first week's tip. And persons, would think that it's legitimate. What we have also seen a lot of using virtual assets to repatriate the funds. So what they might ask you to do is to buy these digital cards, Apple cards or Samsung Pay, not Samsung Pay, but these tokens that people use for gaming and stuff like that. Go and purchase them locally and then send me the codes. And When you have done that, you just became a part of the criminal activity.
So, how do you prevent yourself from falling victim to scammers? Director Claire offered a couple instructions on how you can protect yourself.
If your bank has certain features that it has made available to you, the two-factor authentication, for example, there are some people who are a little bit slack and don't want to go through and ensure that they have the highest level of protection. If they have given you the soft tokens or made those available, activate them, and make sure that you are the only one who has access to your phone and that sort of thing. Also, I can't overstress the fact that the bank is usually not going to be sending you and requesting you to supply them with your password or your username. They have that already. What you want to do is to log in officially and then communicate through that way. But don't be, clicking on attachments and that sort of thing, which usually it's some kind of malware that's kind of going to attach itself and then compromise your device. For those who are thinking, I'm trying to make a living, we especially heighten this message that don't allow your account to be used vicariously by somebody else. Your account is your account. Don't do third-party transactions where persons are doing things through you.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.